Hey, welcome back to Two Spirit Guys Trade Stocks. I am Dylan,
Nah, Vinny.
and we're going to take a look at some woke companies that are in the news constantly right now and actually bird the phrase go woke, go broke because they are losing a ton of money. But is it time to buy? Is it time to short competitors? We're going to take a look.
Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks.
All right. These two, okay? I'm gonna try to we're trying to stay as apolitical as possible and just like stocks. All right. So just
Fair
from
enough.
a perspective of do I want to buy? Because Target is at a kind of a sexy price here. And I'm gonna explain why I'm saying is it time to short competitors? All right, because that kind of seems out of left field, I'm guessing. All right, let's start with Target. Okay. I'm sure people have seen this. Have you seen this?
I mean, I hadn't seen this particular image before. That's quite interesting.
Okay. So
Yeah.
basically they have this whole thing they're doing. Once again, I'm not trying to get either side, whatever, but this is the reality of what's happening. They put this out and a lot of people are like, no, that's not okay. And then on top of that, they're actually getting hit from both sides. Okay. So we're going to show you the chart in a second. But initially, conservatives were super, super angry. They're like, how could you put this in there? Right? What's going on? And then the LGBTQ community was like, let's go. Yay. But then they took stuff out and now both communities are mad. So they're just, they're just kind of getting hit on all sides. And then
Pissed
one
off everyone. I love
thing,
it.
what?
Pissed off everyone. I love it.
Yeah. It's just that's why you just don't pick a side, man. Just do business.
Yeah.
So then this was on Fox Business. Target gave at least 2.1 million to Gleason, an organization that encourages school districts and students to implement guidance on how to hide gender transitions from parents. That seemed kind of outrageous to me.
Perfect.
Was that?
Perfect. I mean, I'm sure they do more than just that. I'm sure they're just cherry picking
that's
one particular aspect of their mission. But
exactly.
yeah.
So I went to their thing, their one of their websites, and found the quote from the actual executive director, and they said, they believe teachers should never be required to give any private information to parents, including a student's sexual orientation or gender identity. So that statement kind of got switched to that. I can see how they got there, but I mean, full disclosure, I hate Fox and CNN. It's just they're both the worst. They just, man, it's hard to get some non-opinionated information these days. So this is Target. All right, all these are going to be in the same time frame, about midway through March. We are chilling at minus 22.8%, and that's after recovering from 120, about 125.
Wow. And
That's gross.
about what time did like the kind of news cycle really hit? Do you know on this particular stock?
Yeah,
I'm just
like
curious.
late April. I should have included the volume bars in here. But late April, and then you can see this little guy here. There's a giant volume bar down, going all the way down.
Wow. I was just kind of curious from like a timing of as far as like causation standpoint.
The ad was out for a little bit before it really went viral. All right.
Fair enough.
So I would consider this a pretty decent price for Target. Now, you can't just go off this. We got to actually do some analysis here, right, on money and all that stuff. But more importantly, the thing that speaks volumes to me is this is Walmart, same time frame.
It's interesting because, like, I was thinking how much of that Target move is really because of anticipating a consumer recession. Because we're certainly in like an interesting economic time where second half of this year probably not to be so great.
Right.
But,
so is it going down because of that? But I think that we can say no. Walmart was hitting recent highs. Here's Costco.
Yeah.
It's not working out. It's a pretty huge disparity, right? Target to me seems pretty attractive right now. I take this statement for what it is. Usually boycotts of these businesses do not last long. They don't have long lives. I will say I feel like our country's the most polarized it's ever been. So I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen.
I think this is really a tale of two different companies with two very different consumer segments.
Hmm.
Target, their overall the customer base is not going to be nearly as affected by this as compared to Bud Light. Bud Light really misjudged who their consumers were, and
Oh,
they're
did
going to
they?
pay the price for it for a long time to come, I think.
I agree, and I think that there's a number of reasons for that, which I'm gonna talk about. But this is Dylan
Mulvaney,
starts with an M, something like that. I don't
Mulvaney. Yeah.
know. Yeah. Apparently she did like a Nike one too. I didn't know, but yeah. So this came out. People thought that the rugged people drinking Bud Light would respond positive to this. They did not. Full disclosure, obviously. In May, Modelo dethroned Bud Light as America's top selling beer. That Bud Light held that title for 2 decades. Okay. Bud Light sales plunged 24% as of June 3rd. That is a gross amount. I'm going to move
Yeah.
your face here. But here's a tweet. I don't know who Charlie Bilello is. I have no idea. But he sourced it from Wall Street Journal. So it is a reliable graph. But essentially, you look at market share of beer. We were chilling at like 10.2 for Bud Light, all the way down to 7.3 ish.
Yeah, and Bud Light ran a promotion too, where they were basically giving this stuff away, right? It was like you pay $15 for like a 12 pack and get like $14 back or something like that in a
They
rebate, melon
they
rebate.
reran like a version of their new Super Bowl ad. So they rolled everything back, and the new commercial is just like every other. It's just like, oh, good times, drink Bud Light. I
Yeah,
hate
yeah.
beer, so I don't. I like whiskey.
Like,
But Modelo, you can see they capitalized, and this is the point I want to make. They went from about 7.5 to 8.5.
mhm.
I could be wrong here, all right? And if I'm wrong, I apologize because I think all of this tastes the exact same to me. But when you get into light beers, they're all crappy, right? It's just like there's so many options. There's not a lot of Target options. You have Walmart, Costco, a couple other competitors. Dude, there are 10,000 beers. Like there's so much beer. Ugh, this seems like a very bad idea.
And like, and maybe it's just me just being, I don't know, stupid, but the whole idea behind Bud Light, like what do you picture when you think of a Bud Light drinker? You think of like, the same kind of people that would be a supporter of a certain political party, that drive pickup trucks, that work construction jobs and have beds full of empty
Blue
beer
collar
cans. Like,
workers. Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly the image that conjures in my mind. The guy that's going to have a 12 pack after work every day. That's who their customer base was, and they completely
12
went
pack.
opposite that customer base's political opinions and missed the mark so widely it's not even funny.
Yeah, it's rough. One, if you're having a 12 pack, that's a lot. Please, anyone
Too
having a
many.
12 pack, don't do a 12 pack.
Yeah, medical
Um,
practitioner here. 2 beers per day is the actual normal amount,
yes, I'm gonna still
maximum.
it's a lot. But here's the market cap of Bud Light. So this is after they recovered, right? So they dropped all the way down to around 52 ish. So as
Uh-huh.
of today, June 24th, after they went up $5 or 10% up from where they were, they're still down about 15%.
I would have expected it to be worse, given like kind of the decline in sales. I'm surprised.
So they went from 67ish to 52. That's an insane drop, and now we have a recovery, but we just need to see where this recovery stabilizes. I think this might go lower. This is one that I will not touch.
Mhm.
Right? Like I'm just trying to make money. Like Target seems attractive. I need to do some more analysis. Here's Tap. All right. I couldn't do Modelo. They're not on our market. There's a couple other big companies that are not on our market. But
Mhm.
Tap, what is it? Coors?
Molson Course, yeah.
Molson Coors, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're killing it. They did almost the exact opposite. They went from 49 to 67.
Yep, which is pretty funny because I actually owned them like last year. Michael Burry owned them like 2 years ago, and that's when I got into it. But I ended up selling about, I think, roughly break even. Just their turnaround plan was taking a little bit too long. But it turns out your biggest competitor making a stupid marketing decision can be a great turnaround plan. Maybe they're the ones that hired that person.
Yeah, I mean, well, they did a full statement on the marketing director, but yeah, it's definitely pretty interesting. I, Tap. I think it's too scary to short these competitors, but I do see the argument because if we look into their details, some of them might just be floating just based off of this, which does not necessarily react to long-term sales, but maybe just quarterly sales, right?
Mm.
Target is looking very attractive. If they start getting lower, I'm going to have to give them a. I think that we should do an analysis video on them because
Yeah,
that's even with an upcoming recession, that area gets hit pretty hard. But dude, they were at 180, man. They're down to
yeah.
130.
I almost bought them a Target back at like 85, and then it ran to 100, and I was like, I missed a big portion of the move, and then I watched it go to like 240.
Yeah, same thing with Meta and Nvidia, right? Same, it
Yeah.
just is what it is.
All right, guys. So let us know what you think about it. We're gonna buy Target and short Bud.
Mm,